The latest advances in feminine health are making it easier than ever to live your best life. Here with details is Dr. Burt Webb from Scottsdale Center for Women's Health. It's so great to have you here, Dr. Webb.
Thank you.
I always learn so much from you when you come in and share your knowledge with us. And you've been in practice for over 30 years. So you've seen it all out there. What exactly is a GYN specialist?
Well, since I dropped OB, most people are OB and GYN, and they're off delivering babies and making people late for their appointments. But
Right.
Women are usually nice about that. They understand that. So I get to sleep at night, and I can study and really work on some areas that are more interest for me that take care of just women's day-to-day problems.
So, having been in practice for such a long time, I mean, you've seen women of all ages. And in different age groups, women face sort of different challenges. You know, probably women who are younger, in their teens and 20s, they're focused on, like, you know, maybe period problems. What sort of things that are new in the field that can help women out there that are maybe facing that right now?
I think in all ages, but that's a great question. But all ages, it's listening to the patient. So the young woman comes in and she says, I have bad cramps, my periods are heavy, and we all go, oh, just take some Motrin or here's some birth control pills. Well, you have to listen to them, and maybe they could have some other problems. You don't always have to do a physical exam. We have ultrasounds in our office, and we can do an ultrasound through the abdomen and look and make sure things are fine so they don't have a significant problem. But you can also look in a very simple way and find out if they have something that could be corrected and alleviate their pain, and just say, okay, I suffered, you know, as your mother, and so it's okay if you do that too. No, you don't have to.
Right, because sometimes heavy cramping can be indicative of something bigger.
Right.
Which is kind of a scary thought.
Right, and we can find it in a very simple fashion without having to examine someone.
So I know maybe like a more mature woman would complain about, you know, like I've got some friends that are like, I guess I just have low energy now, and that's just a part of getting older. Is that something they would come to you about?
I see that all the time, and I empathize with them because I forget things. So memory goes, energy goes, libido goes, and they're not really sure what to do, and they go to their doctor who says, oh, just take vitamins or just do this. There's actually some really simple things that can be done. So a middle-aged woman that comes in and maybe low energy, we'll look at all of her hormones, and we will specialize in evaluating those hormones. So I've had special training that's very high level, I'll just say, and I'll look at that information, talk to her about what kind of issues she's having, and then we can talk about ways of correcting it. And that can be everything from memory and low energy to they can have bad periods. There's information out there now about good ways for permanent birth control and not so good ways. And then a lot of times there's talk about, oh, just you have heavy periods, just have a hysterectomy. And there's some very conservative ways and more simple ways that we can help women going through all these changes in this period of time.
Right, and mostly because of the new technology out there. What are some new advancements that women watching may not know about, that they just don't know? Like, a lot of times, I just don't know what the options are when it comes to these problems.
Right, and I think that's what a GYN specialist really is I know what all these options are and can talk to them and give them choices. The biggest thing right now is different ways, and what I specialize in is, one of the things I specialize in are making vaginas healthier, and anything kind of below the buckle.
Okay.
So that there's a lot of talk about this and that, but I specialize in that and really give women a number of options, figure out what their problem is, whether it's libido-related, sensation, dryness, had maybe breast cancer, and they're not supposed to take hormones, and so they get vaginal dryness. Well, someone says, well, you should use coconut oil. There's so many other choices in that.
And it's all about knowing what to use and knowing what the options are out there, and having someone like you can be really helpful. Thank you so much, Dr. Webb. Yeah, you were telling me earlier that a woman came in and she thought she had to get a hysterectomy, and she didn't. So knowledge is sort of power in this thing. So thank you for being here. As usual, you always share such great information.
Thank you.
So if you want to learn more on Scottsdale Center for Women's Health, visit them online at scottsdalewomenshealth.com, or of course you can call the number you see right there on your screen. Coming up,